Hey, hi there, my name is Paul. Thanks very much for coming to this video. Now what I'm going to show you here is the caravan site that I use. And I know there's many more on the internet, but we've found this one really very easy to use, and when you want to book and find out how to really get hold of a reasonably priced caravan holiday. It's very easy to book, and the website's very easy to use as well. So this is the website here, ukcaravans4hire.com, and obviously don't forget the number 4. Now what you want to do is, you can see here as you scroll down, it's got like an interactive map here. So the way that you choose a holiday, let's say for example we got here the West Country. So if we click on that, and what it does then, it takes you to like an interactive map. It's similar to Google Maps, where it just shows you there all the different sites or the owners that advertise their caravan on here. It really does show you where they are in that particular part of the country. So let's take somewhere like Western-super-Mare. So you got like, you see these little flag things. All you do is just click on them. You can see Home Farm Holiday Park. There's no caravans on that one for whatever reason, but that's how you get to them. So you go Birmingham-on-Sea, Birmingham-on-Sea Holiday Park, caravans 26. So you see where it says View Details. You just click on that, and then. But what I'm going to do is I would just like to open it up in a new tab, because I like to keep this page as well. And what it does then, it just shows you the list of the caravans that are available by the owners, and it's very good thing to do, because as I said in the on my page on my website, once you get in contact with the owners, the benefits are that they can give you a much better price than actually booking it through the holiday camp that these caravans are sited on. And I find as well that they're much better maintained, because it's obviously people's personal property, so they don't want to anyone to wreck it. And it's some of the people we've met, some lovely people. The owners of these caravans, they couldn't be more helpful. They really are. They're not just sort of there to take your money. Some of them have just bent over backwards. If you've got any questions while you're there, or I remember the last holiday, or one of the last holidays we went to in Cornwall, which I'll show you a bit later. And the lady whose caravan it was, her and her husband, so helpful, really were. Forget the lady's name there, but anything we wanted, we just gave her a phone call, and she dropped some more bedding over for us, and really sort of went out of her way to help us, and made our holiday a lot more pleasant. And it's so it's very easy to find these things. Now let's say for example, right, you can see here, you see on these caravan listings, obviously shows you the pictures, shows you like the bedrooms, the amount of bedroom, 3 of them, so it's sleeps 8, so it's normally like 2 in each bedroom, and then a pull out sofa bed. Then it's got the from price here, which basically it's just saying that's the minimum sort of money that they would take to book their caravan for the week. And obviously depending what part of the year you book it, it's going to vary from 190 to 580 in this particular listing. Also what you do in order to view the caravan, I'll show you that in a minute, you just click on this, and again I just like to open it up in a new tab and keep this page. But you see here where it says the property reference 1586. Now if you're going through and you'll obviously see a few caravans, and I like to just make up a short list where I narrow it down and just make my final choice. But if you see a caravan listing that you like, you just make a note of this number, because when you come back on the site itself, you can go here, see where it says directly to an advert, so you don't have to go start off here on the maps again and then come through to a site that you like. You can what you can do is just click this, put the numbers in there. So for example, this one that we're looking at here is 1586, and it will take you straight to this advert itself. So that's just a way, it's a bit of a time saver really. So here we are. First of all, what it does, they got a few photos here. So if you just go, you can use your arrow keys on your keyboard here just to sort of scroll through the pictures, as you can see, and got 11 pictures of this this particular caravan, and so it just shows you a little bit more in detail what the caravan is all about. Then it tells you the owner's name, So in this case, got a lady's name here, and a couple of mobile numbers. So if you wanted to contact, if you was interested in this particular caravan, you could just ring one of these numbers and get directly in contact with the person, and then just ask them, for the dates, that are available. Or alternatively, what you can do is contact them. This is the way I normally do it, is through email. And the site has got its own sort of thing that you can do here. So all you do basically is just put your name. You don't put your telephone number, but I normally leave that blank. Then your email, put your email in again. Then your inquiry. Before you do that, start date and end date here. So as soon as if you just left click in the start date box, it'll come up. So say for example we wanted a book for the 15th of August for a week, so through to the 22nd, and then I would just put in here in the inquiry box, I put something like, hi, can you give me a quote for the dates? And you can either put 22nd of August, but normally once you put it these dates in the boxes, they will come up in their email, so they'll be able to see that anyway. So you could say for the dates provided, and then just put thank you or thanks, and I'll just put my name. And then after that, I normally just click here, I agree to the terms and conditions, or you can say I don't agree. You don't have to, but then after that, you just click submit inquiry. That sends it off, and you should get an email. Not everybody responds that quick, I will say, but some do, and the ones that we booked with have been quite punctual. So that's all you do, just to book a caravan up and get you in contact with the owner. Another thing I would say as well, if they come back, say for a price for, so that's obviously going to be somewhere between 190 and 560. Sometimes what they do, for example, is you can see the table here. Now you can see the dates here where it's booked, and those that are still free, you can see the prices here. So I just chose the 22nd of August just as some sort of random date anyway, but you see that's already booked. But say for example you wanted a book, where's the week available, right, say from the 12th of September through to the 19th, for 7 days, that's saying it's 300 quid. So which ain't, so it's obviously somewhere between the 190 and the 580, so that's how it all works out. Sometimes I will have an haggle with people, if I like the caravan but it sounds like it's a little bit expensive and I can't find anything else, I'll go back to them. So say for example they said, it's 300 quid for that week in September, I'd go back and say, well, would you take 250? And a lot of the time, sometimes they sort of meet you in the middle, and some won't budge, but if you don't ask, you never know, will you? But I find that it's quite helpful to do that. What I like to do specifically is leave the holiday till quite late. So in other words, I won't book it 6 months in advance. Like the Cornwall one, we booked, I think, about a month in advance. So we had to pay all the full money, because some of the owners here, what they normally say is, we like a deposit, and then you have to sort of pay the balance within about 6 weeks before the start of the holiday. Excuse me while I take a sip of tea. But what we did, because we booked it a month in advance, the full payment was payable then, but we got it for a good price. I think we ended up paying, this was at the end of June the 28th through to the 5th of July. So it wasn't quite into summer, but it was getting that way, and the prices start to rise a bit, and we got a lovely week down in Cornwall. The weather was absolutely scorching hot. I think for 3 of us it was £425, and the lady did knock a bit off for us as well, I think. So we had a lovely caravan, and had a really nice week down there as well. So don't, if it's too much, if you see a caravan you like but you think, that's a bit expensive, you can always go. I'm not saying they're going to knock hundreds of pounds off a week, of course they're not, but you might be able to chip just a little bit off the price, as long as you're still quite near to where they are. If you don't want to do that, it's fine, but it's just something, that if I see a caravan that looks particularly nice, I think, right, I'll try. If they don't take nothing off, then normally I'll still book it anyway. But but on this website, they're quite reasonable, the prices. So that's just how you find the caravan that you want. Now let me just show you here how we use this function here about going directly to an advert, because on the page where I showed you about the caravan that we booked, the advert number is 1921, and this will take you, so you can see here, Hopton Holiday Village, Great Yarmouth. And we got in touch with this guy called Jeff, extremely nice man, and a really lovely caravan. This is the one that we stayed in, and very warm and cozy. And it was 2-bedroom, and it had, because this is one of the things that I started to look for. So you can see here that it says, right, it's got double glazing, and it's also got central heating. Now, central heating is a big, especially if you know anything about the east coast in the UK, down at Great Yarmouth, it can get very windy, off the coast, especially of an evening. The temperature can drop quite, dramatically. And so we wanted somewhere nice and warm, because when we originally booked a caravan in Clacton, in the bedrooms they had heating in there, but they had these little blown air heatings which are just located under the cupboards, and it really wasn't, it didn't keep you that warm at night, to be honest. So what we did, I make sure that this has got central heating, make sure that it's got double glazing, so you're warm as toast at night. I also wanted a veranda. Now obviously from the picture you can see that straight away, but I sat out there on a few days that we were there. All the patio furniture is supplied. I just sat out there with a cup of tea in the morning. It was lovely. The sun was beating down, and so also I just asked as well about the there was an ensuite. Here we go, look, where it just says here, look, main bedroom has ensuite, and so that done for me mum, and the rest of us was as comfortable as anything. Me and my other mate, we sort of slept in this room here, and it's quite wider as well here. You can see one thing to look for is the gap between the beds when you're looking at these, because normally 3 bedrooms it's a little bit more cramped. And our other friend who was with us, she stayed on the sofa bed, which again very comfortable. But but as I say, the Jeff who owns the caravan, I think him and his wife own it, couldn't be more helpful. Really showed us how everything worked, and how to switch it all off after we left the caravan. And lovely holiday. And I think we got charged. Well, you can see here, look, he's got a special deal Monday to Friday if available. Please contact owner for prices. So that's what we did, and we booked this place on a Monday to Friday, a midweek break, for £150, and there was 4 of us. So you can see how much that sort of reduces the cost. And if you like the seaside, I mean, it is by the beach down at Hopton, just on the A12 there. But if you want to go into Great Yarmouth, it's about a 15-minute drive. So everything was just as close as you want it. The other caravan that we booked, where's the box gone again? We go back to the start. Here we go. Well, the one in Cornwall that we booked was this one, and it was £13.85, the advert. And this was on Par Sands Holiday Park in Par. It's in a place near St Austell in Cornwall. I forget the lady's name. I know her husband's name was Phil, but they really looked, again, very nice people, and a lovely caravan. Really nice. My mum slept in this room. I slept in that, and then it's a 3-bedroom in total. So my other friend, they slept in the other double, but it's nice, really nice. And there's this veranda outside where we just sat out there and just really, just enjoyed the sun. And I mean, it was so hot that day. And all it was is if you go sort of this direction, round by the veranda, and then you just walk down to the front of the park, and then you're literally 5 minutes from the beach. You just go over there, and I used to take a walk there. I've done it every morning. I think apart from one where we had one bad day of weather, which is I'll put up with that, because the beaches and everything like that in where we were in Cornwall, just absolutely beautiful. It's really lovely part of the country. But that's basically it, how you book these things up. So all you do again was just put your date and put all your details in there. That's how easy it is, and just to get in touch with these people. and all you normally do is just make sure that they just send you some sort of confirmation by email. They give you, normally do it by bank transfer these days, so you pay it straight into the person's account. But we have had no problem at all. We hadn't, with giving our money away, and people haven't sort of disappeared of it or anything like that. The website does state that once you book it with the person, it's not between you and the website, it's between you and the holiday owner. But as I say, we haven't had any problems whatsoever. But just do your homework as to what kind of caravan that you want. My things that I prefer might be totally different to you. But as I say, used caravans, over a few years now, we just started to sort of say, right, let's have a little bit of an upgrade, a little bit of comfort, and it hasn't been a lot more money, if any at all. So I find it's a much better way to book a caravan this way, rather than going through the campsites. The only downside sometimes is that when you book it through the owners, you don't get access to the facilities on the campsite itself. But normally with us who go along, our group, we're normally out most of the day anyway, and we sort of make our own entertainment. So we're not sort of there, listening to all the entertainment stuff like that. We're normally sort of out of a night, just enjoying the air. We normally use the caravan as a base to see the area, not to sort of stay on the holiday camp too much. But again, that's just us. You might be totally different, and that's absolutely fine. So just make a note of that, because sometimes the holiday passes to these camps can be quite expensive, but they should state that on their listing, whether they include those things. And another thing as well is the bed linen. Sometimes the bed linen is provided. If it's not, they normally ask for a small charge, or you can take your own bed linen along, so it feels like your own bed when you're sleeping in there, which sometimes when I've gone along, I think I took my own electric blanket with me to the one to Cornwall, so it just provided a little bit more warmth at night. It's not that the caravan is cold, but it's just me. I just like that little bit of comfort. But again, it's all down to you, but that's the easiest way I've found. So if you're maybe on a little bit of a limited budget, or maybe you're not, it's a really nice way to go and just see different parts of the country. And the UK has got some lovely parts. We haven't I was thinking about venturing into Wales as well, because that's a beautiful part of the land as well. But that's me done, and I'm not an expert on this, but I'm just sharing my experiences really. So that's the website, UK Caravans for Hire, and I hope you find what you're looking for. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video, and I wish you all the best. Thank you. Bye bye.